The 3rd of May 2024, and it's a very nice day here in rural Ireland, sunny and good. This is Aodhan O'Raidan, the Labour Party TD, that's the Member of Parliament in Ireland for Dublin Bay North. And the first thing you look about him is he's an ugly, ignorant looking pig, as far as I can make out of him. He has a dirty, rotten appearance. That's what I think of him. Now, I rocked horns with the Labour Party before. They're green, they're mad green. They can't wait to give Ireland's resources away to all the big houses like BlackRock and all these in America. Can't wait. They love it. That they give Irish water away if they could. They give all away. They claim to be socialist. But their brand of socialism is to keep the ordinary people poor forever so that they can go before them on election day and say, we'll improve your lot. Whereas, in fact, the proper socialists should be moving the people who have less resources, big families and all that, so that they can get on in our society and work hard and become the same and reasonably comfortably off. That escapes the whole Labour Party and escapes the whole socialist movement worldwide. As Margaret Thatcher said, the problem with socialism is you soon run out of other people's money. In any event, this fella now, who's elected by the people of Dublin Bay North, and there are good people there, is recommending that we take the Catholic Church out of our schools, and that all churches should be taken out of schools that are paid for through the taxation of the people. Now, Ireland, up to comparatively recently, was a Christian country. It had a large majority of Roman Catholics. It had a minority Protestant, mixed Presbyterian, all of them evangelicals and all those, still Christian, and it has a small other Jewish and Muslim and other community. Now, I remember the time when a boy that was reared in a housing estate happened to have a father who was a Protestant, and he was never baptized or anything. There was no religion at all going down there. And he went to school with friends of mine on the opening day in September, and he was sent home because he wasn't baptized in the Catholic Church. And maybe that was all a bit excessive. Maybe there should have been a wee process for that or something. He had to go up to the Protestant school, and there were excesses. There was sexual abuse. There was all kinds of things. But I distinctly remember on the radio years ago a very old retiring bishop explaining that in 1932, 10 years after Irish independence, Ireland had a Eucharistic Congress in Dublin in the Phoenix Park, and it was attended by an awful big crowd. I don't know how many, the most of a million. It was a major event, bigger than any event ever that took place since or before, and Count John McCormick sang at it. And after that, there was a deluge of recruits to be nuns and to be priests. And he said it was bad for us because a lot of them were joining because there was a history in Ireland that if you got to be a priest, that meant your family had no mental illness. Would you believe that? It proved that you were not mentally ill. If there was a history of mental illness, you wouldn't get into the church or the Garda Síochána. Now, maybe other occupations since, I don't know, is that very fair? But I didn't make the rules. But the thing about it is that they were hit with this deluge of recruits, and Ireland was very young at the time, and there was plenty of ignorance about, and so the whole thing got out of hand. The proper way to have a Catholic and a Protestant church in Ireland is pastoral, where you have enough to do the services and do all that. In any event, this fellow wants them out. So, like everything else, I'm totally against this swing. Oh, they're all Catholics, and now it's all none at all. And that is not taught out. We must remember that implicated or included in the churches of this country, the ones I've mentioned, are the churches themselves, which are maintained by public subscription, and the cemeteries, the burial services, the funerals. I was at a funeral this morning, and when I went down the town for a coffee, and when I came back up just to collect the car, there was a wedding starting, all in the church. And some of the people who vote Labour still want their little daughters to be married in the church. And we have some beautiful churches in it. I mean, the church in Kingscourt, you want to see it. It's well worth coming down just to see how it stands up on the top of the hill there. I mean, it is something else. But and also the Church of Ireland up at the top of the town, just how neatly it's done out and everything. And this is the way in many places. Clover Hill down in Cavan too. You have you have that. So you must remember when you start to niggle away and take away the churches, you are hitting all those institutions. You are looking to a situation where there'll be no ceremonies at all, where there'll be just cremation on the spot, and down you go, or burnt, or whatever it is, and there'll be no cemetery Sundays, no celebration of lives, no church marriages or anything else. Believe the Christian religion or not, it has developed into something which, when run sensibly, is a lovely institution, irrespective of which denomination it is. And I say we must assess anything that impacts on that. And taking the right of the church to teach the Christian faith in the schools is something I am not comfortable with at all. In fact, taking the right of the state to stop the teaching of the Hindu religion, the Jewish religion, or the Muslim religion, and I don't know, there are others, and forgive me if I'm not too well up on them, is something we do at our peril. We must not do that. We must preserve what is in our history and our culture. And this is why I oppose mass migration. I don't know what Reardon's point is, but I know the Labour Party absolutely loves migration. Oh, globalism. Oh, cultural Marxism. Oh, we need diversity. Oh, we need the enhancement of our society by the whole world coming in. This is the Labour's point. Now, I think most people here will agree with me, and there's no point preaching to the converted. I now turn my attention to the people of the voters, and the people of Dublin Bay North. Will you please realise that voting for the left is a direct, treacherous attack on Ireland? You might as well pull the trigger that shot Pádraig Pearse and shot James Connolly dead. That is what you might do. You might as well be the one with the rifle up on Bailnablaw to shoot Collins through the head. And that is how serious a left-wing vote is. That is how serious it is. You go into your ballot. Sure, I know his father, sure, I'll put him a wee mark. You mark Socialist. You mark the Labour Party. You mark the Greens, who are only environmental in name. They're actually a globalist World Economic Forum party. They have very little to do with the environment with them at all. You have the one in Dublin there, down with the migrants in the 10 cities, whinging on RTE. That's what you get. You take the church out of our schools, you kill the Christian tradition in Ireland, and you kill Ireland, in my view. Right? There was an Ireland before we had Christianity, but we are where we are. Last Easter Day, Mass was celebrated up on the top of the Loughnane Mountain at 6 a.m. in the morning, and it would cut the nose off you. But the people came, 200, and celebrated Mass and received Holy Communion at 6 a.m. We must resolve we're not giving away our country. We are not giving away our country. I mean it. Do not vote socialist. Don't be codded by that. They want to keep the poor man down forever so they can get re-elected, promising him to make him a rich man. When in fact, ordinary conservatism, with enterprise, with business, with getting on, with making something, with making a contribution, saving a little money, getting a loan, having your home, having different things, is how the poorer people lift up. And I know plenty of parents, I know plenty of fathers now long dead, weren't much good for anything. They wouldn't work on batteries, and yet they reared families who are a credit. I work with them and all of that and know them, and this is the case all over Ireland. They don't want to be treated as some kind of second-class citizens by the socialists. They want to take part in ordinary, everyday, sensible government in every respect. And they don't want the churches and the religious to be prized out. They want to offer a life of prayer and all that to would-be priests and maybe the odd nun, and that is an option for those who want to do it. Not for the crowd that we're reading about in the papers, that where really good priests are being told in minute, you're not suitable because they're reverend. There is a problem there. We have to watch what the church is at. It's very important that genuine pastors are let through the system and allowed to become priests. And when that happens, you have a lovely community effect at all sorts of religious events. Folks, Dublin Bay South, the resolve to get that rotten, dirty idiot Aodhan O'Raidan out and put him out. I want to meet him, of course. The whole Greens, let's revolt against the whole bloody lot of them. And where they're in Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, and that's about three quarters of them, horse them out as well. Because that's what they have for you. Just imagine the Ireland that they would create. Folks, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Aodhan O'Raidan, 3rd of May 2024.